father, let's say if my father passes away, and for me myself to feel sorry for my father, right? There's a debate among scholars whether you can benefit the deceased with du'as or not. There's a debate. The Quran gives permission. The Quran gives permission that the du'as of others reach the believers. Where? In Surah Hashr, which is the 59th surah, ayah number 10, Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِن بَعْدِهِمْ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا وَلِإِخْوَانِنَا الَّذِينَ سَبَقُونَا بِالْإِيمَانِ وَلَا تَجْعَلْ فِي قُلُوبِنَا غِلًّا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا رَبَّنَا إِنَّكَ رَءُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. The Quran teaches us to say what? Say, those of them who come after the deceased, they make dua for the believing brothers who passed away before them. And the Quran teaches, oh Allah, forgive them. Forgive us, forgive them. For our brothers who have preceded us with Iman. And don't leave any hatred in our hearts regarding them. So this ayah has given you permission to make dua for the deceased. Any Muslim deceased, you can make dua for them. Now, if I, straight after we've, let's say, what did Rasulullah ﷺ do? Rasulullah ﷺ, he prayed the janazah. Then he took them to the graveyard. Then he buried them. Then after that, he read a few ayats. There's some ahadith to say he read a few ayats. Okay, fine. Rasulullah ﷺ has given me a clear instruction. I can do dua when I want. If at that time, brothers, tell me this. If at that time I make a dua, my father has passed away, I just put my hands up and I just want to make dua. Just okay, randomly, just at some time. Can I do that? Yes or no? Yes, yes or no? Come on. Yes. I can do it anytime I want. Okay, fine. Now, if, for example, another couple of people want to join me in that dua, just randomly, voluntarily they want to join me. Can they join me, yes or no? Yes, yes they can. There's nothing wrong. But we started and we will make dua like this. Then the next few people, somebody else passes away, they do exactly the same. Somebody else passes away, they do exactly the same. Until finally what happens is, people start to believe when the deceased is gone, you must hold a dua together. And if you don't do it, then you've done something wrong in the deen. You've left a part of the deen out. Is that now bid'ah, yes or no? Yes. Yes. If my father passes away, my mother passes away, and I randomly, voluntarily want to finish a khatam of the Quran, I want to read some, I want to do some tasbih, I want to give some sadaqah and say, oh Allah, to Allah I'm saying, oh Allah, give the reward of this to my deceased parent. Now there are certain scholars who don't even agree to this, but there are a majority of them who do agree to it. Now, if you say to Allah, Allah, pass it to them, they get the benefit of it. Now, if for example I started that and a few other brothers randomly, they do voluntarily, is it all okay? Yes, it's fine. Voluntary, you do randomly, it's fine. But then comes a day when the community feels and the whole people feel, man, on the third day, you better get together and you better have a shinni. You better cook some food and you better give it out to people. Not on the second, not on the fourth. It has to be on the third. And you have a khatam on the same day. You better get people together. Now what happens normally now, you get people coming on the third day, or relatives from far, they come together. Those who sitting there, who probably even haven't got wudu or don't know how to do wudu, or they're all sitting there, and then they distributed these paras and these parts of the Quran, and they're looking at it, and the guy doesn't know how to read it. I know half these guys sitting there, they don't know how to read. That's why they're all reading silently. Get it, guys? So anyway, some of them do know how to read, fine, some of them don't. Some of them are doing voluntarily, some of them are doing it through pressure. And all of them are thinking they must do this. They have to do this, they have to finish the khatam and so on. If it gets to that level, where people feel it's part of the deen and they must do it on the third, and if they don't do it, they have left part of the deen, is it bid'ah, yes or no? Yes. Please remember this. Now you're beginning to realize what is bid'ah, what is not bid'ah. Because did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this was something that mustahab. If you want to read something and pass it to the deceased, there are various ahadith where Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given permission to people to do something for the deceased. Now again, there's difference of opinion here, I don't want to go into that. But if you make something that is an absolute, you put the third day, ma laysa minhu, is not from it. Or some people the 40th day. My God, the 40th day comes. You better get together again. Do another khatam. Do another shinni. Everyone get together. Do the khatam. Do the dua. And I mean, we've done that practice. That's not going to be right. You know, when my parents passed away, I told them, the families and relatives came, and I told them, look, you want to do on the 3rd? I'm not going to do on the 3rd. What's wrong with the 6th? You want the 40th? I said, I'll do 38. Or I'll do 42 or 41. They said, no, 40. I said, no. In fact, we didn't even do it. We didn't even do it. We did me and my brothers and sisters, we did our own individual thing, whatever we wanted to. And we sort of donated, something in my father's name, somewhere in Bangladesh, we donate something. They wanted Goru Shinni. Now, Goru Shinni is you have to get a cow and a few cows, and you have to do sacrifice, you have to give it to the poor people in Bangladesh. Do I have to do that? Tell me guys, do I have to do that? No. Am I bound to do that? No. If I want to do it, I can do it. If I don't want to do it, I will not do it. It's up to me. It's not part of the deen. Now, if somebody wants to do it individually, alhamdulillah, go and do it. Fine. Don't say it's part of the deen. Don't make other people feel that it's part of the deen. That's when it becomes bid'ah. So, you getting the gist of it, yes? Let me give you another example. If, for example, now you have the, you have the graveyard, right? And people want to go randomly to the graveyard, and they want to stand there, and like Rasulullah, he went, whenever he wanted to go to the graveyard, he used to say, Assalamu alaikum ya ahl al-qubur, and then he used to stand there. Sometimes he used to recite things, sometimes he used to make dua to Allah, right? Facing the Qibla, or to Allah he used to make dua, not to the graves, to Allah he used to make dua. Is that sunnah or not sunnah? It's sunnah. But if I now go to the graves, and I start to now take candles with me, and I light the candles, and I put the candles on the grave, have I got that from the deen? No. It's not from the deen. And if I believe that you must take candles, what happens? In fact, why do I want to even take candles? Why? There's people taking flowers, there's people taking candles, there's people like making things that were not at all, put in. Now, if I want to, for example, I'll give you an example there, tombstone. If I want to make a stone there by the head side of where my father is, just a small one, just so that anyone who comes there knows where his body is resting, just for that purpose, is it allowed or not? Yes. It's allowed. But if I want to make it such a big tombstone, so big, that I make all the other graves look small next to it. Yeah, my father was a big man. To show you I'm a rich man. If I want to do that and I show fancy this and marble and I make it massive, is there any need for that, necessity for that? No. But even if somebody did it, you can't just say it's bid'ah unless he thinks it's part of the deen. Now,